Hello there, welcome back to Golden Horde and my Great Khan attempt, which is more or less, well, half done, I guess you could say. Most of Russia is under our control. We have completed Persia, surprisingly enough. And, well, other than that, I am currently planning a war against Tibet and hopefully the Oirat Horde. If the Oirat Horde joins in, is of course another problem, and of course Timurids joining the coalition is annoying. But it was kind of, to be perfectly honest, kind of expected, I guess. Let's face it, it was kind of expected, but we're going to look at the war here and see what happens if the... Oi! The Oirats actually joined in. Well, this is actually kind of wonderful. I'm not really sure if I want to take the Oirats provinces over here, or if there's something else I can do with them. That would potentially be useful here. For example, please Kashmir, Mongolia... Huh. Will be costly though. I can force them to hand things over to Chagatai. Well, how far are we away from... Well, Golden Horde base activated to Chagatai. So basically I should hand those provinces over to Chagatai, get a relation boost, and then we can just peacefully vassalize them. Wow, we have a plan. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to a conclusion. But yeah, I'm going to take those three provinces, hand them over to Chagatai, then vassalize Chagatai, and potentially take this province too and just hand it over to Chagatai. That will probably not work. No, it will not work, so I'll have to take Bataan myself. I actually got a free claim on that one, so that will work out swimmingly. So the plan is to actually take three provinces, Amdo and Kham here. Reason is I'll have a complete border with everything, and I can declare war on anything, more or less. I could also take this if I want to mess around with Shan as well. I think I could actually just go straight out and next on Tibet if I want to, so I might actually just go for vassalization. I have a Buddhist country that I can hand things over to. Huh. Tibet. You might just have made yourself a target. Now, who am I actually have here? Shun, Novgorod, Ottomans, Chagatai. I'd go for vassalization of Tibet in this war. It might be beneficial, to be perfectly honest. It might be useful. Surprisingly enough, it might be really useful. Huh. Anyways, we are going to go for, as I said, those three provinces, and of course Tibet will be handled as well. I'm a little bit unsure what will actually happen there, but we'll wait and we'll see. We'll figure something out. That is kind of how things usually go. So that is the plan for this this time too. Tibet was, well, fairly easily conquered, and I think we'll just go for taking. I think we might actually just go for that vassalization. I can use some to take out Shan and Shou, so it will give me. I'm an idiot. I'm a goddamn idiot, but for two reasons actually. I did not actually consider the fact that Ming will join into a war with our aswell leader, so I need more forces. Unfortunately, they're a little bit. It's going to take them a while to get there, but it will be helpful. Vassalizing Tibet will be first priority, then we can. Vassalizing Tibet and conquering Kham will be first priority, because then I can probably get a claim on Ming and Shou, and then we can work from there. And yeah, we'll go with that. So I need to make sure that my forces actually survive, because what just happened here was that we got our asses whipped by our enemy, and we do not like that. I really wish the heir would come of age soon, but unfortunately he's 3 years old, so he'll probably actually get on the throne, which is worst case scenario ever. But I'll go ahead and attempt to vassalize Tibet. I think I probably will not when I think about things. I think I'll use Time Viet instead, potentially. No, I will not. They're too big. Tibet is kind of a... They're perfect, but at the same time they're not. I want the Casus Belli on Ming, but I will not be getting it. Of course, I could just take one of their Ming provinces for myself, like this one, and use that to propagate claims. yeah, we'll do that instead. We'll vassalize Tibet. That is the goal. Vassalize Tibet, vassalize Chagatai. Have one to many for a little while. The next Chagatai, ASAP, more or less. Not too much I can do with them. I think they can eat some of the provinces here, but that's really the extent of their use. Can I get a deal with Delhi and Nepal to wander through? I probably can. Cannot get a deal with the Timurids though. I'll probably have to deal with this slowly but surely, and then we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully, Tibet will become a vassal of mine. We'll see how it goes. Wow, I might just have lost the war in the east because these guys sent a. Well, I sent my army, and I didn't realize they had this amount of troops. Ming has really been building, and my army, instead of retreating just a little distance, is retreating all the way back here. Let's face it, this distance is basically fighting over here and running back to England. So yeah, I might just have lost that war, but at least Tibet will be mine. That is a positive note. I'm not that far away, and I do have the forces to pull this through. I think the problem, of course, is the men. Amount of men now, but I will send another army. It's more than I should need, but the Oirat is actually a pretty damn capable fighting force here, and they're kind of scaring me. So how do we counter that? Well, we take a point of military attack and lose less forces. That seems to be a reasonable solution. But I do have enough manpower to, more or less just scuffle through this without actually realizing I've lost any men. And there we go, my first naval battle, a loss. To be perfectly frank, Navy, not really anything I paid attention to. So that is perfectly fine by my accounts. I think we can refuse actually. So I'm really tempted to attack this army, but apparently going in here. So Ming and Ottomans and Japan. Wow, it's starting to get really dicey here. Apparently, but yeah, this is kind of an awkward scenario no matter how we look at it. It's not great. I have forces, but they're getting their butts kicked. So I might have to focus. My apologies. I might have to focus on finding a good solution here. But for now, we'll take another group of ideas, and I'm also really tempting to take the influence ideas here because they are really useful, but it will take some time to actually get them going. I need my diplomacy points to basically hand over land and ex-vassals. The integrated elites here would be useful, but basically the cost of taking the entire thing here will be more or less too much before we reach its end. So I'm a little bit tempted to take humanist ideas instead. Idea cost minus 10%. We get tolerance, we get traditions. Tolerance to heretics, not the best, but indirect rule, cultural ties, better relations, tolerance of heathens. All in all, is really useful. But I think we'll go for something. Yeah. I'm really uncertain here what we'll actually take. So I think we might as well just go for the influence ideas, since everything's considered here. Aggressive expansion impact will be a little bit helpful. The Awesom's contributions, the diplomatic annexation costs, and of course the extra diplomatic relation. Now I get that right away here, along with another extra diplomat, but I don't really need that extra diplomat. I need, everything else here. Unjustified demands could be helpful. Benign diplomats. I really wish I could put this into something else, but I think we'll just go for diplomatic ideas. I'll have, let's say, the income from vassals. What am I getting now? 2 ducats a month, something like that? Not even that, I'm getting 0.79 a month. Again, 25 increase of that is nothing compared to the 92 I already have, so it's basically useless. When I look at it, military ideas would be good, but kind of just keeping up with everything I have right now, so taking humanist ideas is just to make sure that my realm is completely stable for when we actually go for that westernization could definitely be useful here. So I think we'll actually take humanist ideas again, which is kind of weird, but it's going to be helpful sometime. Anyways, we're going to continue the way against these guys. I'll show you if there's any bigger battles, but right now, as you might imagine, the only goal we really have is to get Tibet in under our wings. and I think this is enough to actually do it. So there we go. Tibet will become a Golden Horde vassal, which will be useful. It's basically a ton of land if you compare this to Europe. Compare this to Europe, and you suddenly have Austria taken. Heck, even more than Austria. So land-wise, it looks really, really big, but it's in reality not. Chagatai is still a target that I want to vassalize here, but I'm a little bit unsure how to do that. So we'll see what we do. If we hand over the provinces, we should get enough relations to get everything going, but it is still a little bit of a rough road ahead. Now, the surprising thing here is I can actually vassalize Daviet as well, if I want to. So I'm a little bit unsure what to do right now. I think we'll just wait to play things as they are, and basically go for Chagatai, get Chagatai annexed, get Bet annexed once I need them to be annexed. No, basically just get Chagatai and then use Tibet instead of Daviet, and probably just try and make something from there. A little bit unsure. Now, this is a pure Oirat Horde army. It's going to be hard to beat. It's going to be really hard to beat. Those bastards are tough. Luckily enough now I can also send 2 more my armies here, and then things are going to get really interesting. So we'll see if I can actually make a difference or not. Well, the funny thing is I can actually get Oirat out of this war, and they are, as I said, a lot more trouble than I anticipated. And as such, I think getting them out of this war might actually be a really good choice to do. I'm also at my vassal limit, so to speak, so waiting with Chagatai should not actually be a problem at all. To be perfectly honest, they will still be there, they will still be messing around with the pretender rebels, things like that. So just saying, no, I'll wait is probably a decent thing to do here. The problem, of course, secondary, is the fact that the Ottomans are messing around with their own little war, and it's currently taking longer than they anticipated. That is, of course, a real issue for, not me, of course, but for them. Rather, it's actually becoming my issue because it's taking so long that my people want peace because of their, well, messing around, otherwise just being, well, undecisive. Now, on a positive note, Manchu is again at war with Ming, which makes them again a potentially easy target for me to use in the future, but not much I can do about that. Persian nationalist in Ottomans. Why the hell is the... Now, this is something I did not expect. The Ayatollah forces are actually in my lands, and they got beaten by rebels. Well, they shouldn't actually prove any problems for my forces, and I'm pretty sure they can't actually run home. Nope, they can't, so taking them out like this should be more than enough, but those rebels are going to be the bigger issue here. But I guess I'll just have to deal with that as it goes. In this case, we'll take the legitimacy drop. I don't care too much for legitimacy. Again, it would be useful to have my legitimacy because it allows me to potentially get a union with the Ottomans. But I'm kind of busy right now to get that union up and running, or set in stone, if you will, by the wars over here. So we might have to consider, well, waiting with that. But a lot of conquest is already happening, basically all over the place. And what I'm again hoping for here is that Manchu will take enough land to make the people of Ming kind of want to get rid of them, or lose some more provinces here. Now, Ming is kind of a funny little thing. The fact that they will almost never have rebels is hilarious enough in its own right. The second hilarious fact is that I actually have Cairo through the help of Shun. But it doesn't matter. The siege in China is more or less over now. All I really have to do is wait. The Battle of Hormuz is also over. Lost a lot of troops there. But basically all I have to do now is consolidate China during the next 100 years, and then we can go after Scandinavia after that. So I have plenty of time. Westernization with this nation, though, will probably going to take 30 or 40 years, thanks to a lot of different, well, combination of bad things happening at once. But I'll keep on fighting Ming here, and we'll see what we end up with. There's still the call for peace. That thing is really starting to become a scary little... I did not see what that thing was, because the autosave clicked it for me. Or I should send forces, and at the same time the autosave happened. But anyways, we are going to just keep on sieging here, and we'll probably make a fairly good deal with with Ming here. Hopefully, at least. So I'll allow everything to be sieged, and then I'll come back with you with the results of the war. Well, this is actually kind of interesting here. There's a Chinese province that seems to be Hanyang. Where is it? This one. It seems to actually be integrated, want to go into the Golden Horde. So I think what we're actually going to do is just keep the siege up until we either run out of diplomacy points or wait there. So basically, it seems like the Great Khan achievement carries these things with them, because I've never gotten them. They kind of popped up really soon with first the Genoa, and now secondly the Ming here. So we're of course going to take it free. Why wouldn't we? I can also now really see as a vassal, and it's a 10 base tax province. It's 50% war score for free. It's tremendously useful no matter how we do it. And with this, I can actually take a war now on show. I can start taking these provinces, sell them into Tibet, and all in all, it's a really useful thing to have happened. So I think what we're actually going to do is just keep this war up and see what happens if it gets seeded or not. If it gets seeded, we'll keep it, of course. If not, we'll just, well, hand it over to someone else. But this is the end of this session, this episode. We'll see what happens next time. The problem, of course, with this is that the overextension might get a little bit high. But we'll sort that out. I'll see you all next time. Feel free to comment, comments, praise, criticism, anything you feel like. And we'll continue the conquest of China next time. I'll see you then. Bye.